Hello, my lovelies. Yes, your old daddy Yester's been cooking up something fairly special for you indeed. As you can see on the screen in the title of the video, we are delving into the wonderful world of mods with Disciples 2, Rise of the Elves in particular, and I've started with the alternative mod. Now, a little bit of history with this. So the whole scene of Disciples 2 modding has been pretty much almost exclusively limited to the Russian language. When I say mods, I'm talking about fairly big overhauls, which adds new units, new neutral units, brand new actual mechanics, rather than just tweaking stats here and there. So I thought I would undertake something of a task which I'd been interested in for a while now, which was to actually translate one of these mods into English. Disciples 2 works on some fairly archaic type files in the background. It's largely all just database files, so a lot of it is fairly easily accessible. And to that effect, I have managed to come up with something which I think is a reasonably good first attempt at translating this mod. However, what does the mod actually do? So as I mentioned before, it introduces a bunch of new units for playable races, neutral units. It tweaks a lot of battle mechanics. It introduces a bunch of items. I think we've got some spell tweaks, immunities, wards, all that kind of fun stuff. A lot of things have changed, basically. So if you can think of it, then chances are it's changed in terms of any kind of mechanics. But the only way we're going to kind of put this across and prove this is to play the game. Now, let's go to single player and a new custom saga. So there's a bit of a double whammy going on here. So in addition to actually translating the mod, I've also translated a custom saga which works on this mod. So what we can't do is essentially we can play the old campaigns, but they won't obviously have any of the new mechanics and units in it. What we do need to do instead is play one of these custom campaigns or maps which was specifically designed for this mod in mind. So I have also translated this elven campaign called the New Schism, which was created by the author of the mod itself. We're talking about HonestGames here. We can look him up on, there's a site that I got the mod from. I think it's also available on Discord as well. So I'll put some stuff out there in the description of the video, just some resources in there in case you're interested in taking a look at the mod. I also need to think of some way to actually distribute this if people are actually interested in playing this mod. I'm open to suggestions, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. This is still kind of a bit like play testing for me. So anyway, we're forced to use the elves. We have the usual kind of setup. I'm going to keep the difficulty on average because of the wide range of changes introduced with the mod. This is still kind of... So even though I've been translating it, I've tried to be as blind as possible in terms of the changes actually happening, if that makes sense. So I kind of want to keep things fresh for myself. A lot of the translation was done automatically, like by Google Translate anyway, just running that through some sort of like iterative process. But I'll not get bogged down in the details. I'm going to go with... What do we go with? Kind of a lord. I think I'll just stick with either. I think I'll stick with the commander. No, let's go with the guildmaster, renamed as the ruler. So let's give this a go. I'll keep the name the same in respect of the author of the mod. But as for now, I think we're all set up. So let us continue not continue, but start with the first mission in the New Schism saga. First mission being called Requiem. We don't have a voiceover this, of course, so you're going to have to do with keep doing with me. The era of the Elf Rebellion lasted almost 30 years. With the arrival of the seer Milu, the voice of Galleon, the dawn of the Alliance began. Her death also marked a new standard in the life of noble and wild tribes. Queen Illumiel has lost almost all of her supporters, except for the loyal Lord Surface. Most of the elves united around their tribal leaders, but the last farewell of the Oracle could once again unite the divided people. Shared sorrow and well-chosen words, Illumiel hoped that this would be the first step towards returning the unity of her people. So all we've got to do is visit the burial site. Sounds simple, no? Okay, our first hero, we went with a guildmaster, so we've got a ranged type leader, which is fine. My conscience still torments me. It's as if Milu's blood is on my hands. How did we come to this? How did we come to decide to do this, Surface? Throwing her to the mercy of our enemies and abandoning her after everything we went through. I still struggle with this text, especially this part here, on a rather dark background. Anyway. It was fate, my queen. Milu knew that her end was inevitable. You cannot keep burdening yourself with this. Zia surely knew from the very beginning how this uprising would end. I cannot be sure of that. I think that's supposed to say temperance. Temperance has changed both Milu and us, Surface. We lived united following the will of Galleon, but now the rivers of blood have dried, and our oracle has abandoned us. And we are left with what you see before you. Sometimes the translation struggles with some names, like city names, people, character names, things like that. So you might see the odd spelling mistake here and there. I'm probably going to watch this back and tidy up these kind of things as I'm going through this playthrough. I see unity in our minds and hearts, Great Queen. After the reign of your brother and then sister, you have ruled over us for 30 years, accomplishing a great deal in your time. Thank you, old friend. Milu's sacrifice will not be in vain. We must prevent the union. Spread out and determine the details of the upcoming burial ceremony. We will be there to honour her memory and restore the unity of our people. We've already discovered that the ceremony will take place in the sacred forest of Andra Al. The road there will take us around a week, but there are a few matters that you must be prepared for. The undead have risen in the cemeteries of Sherlachla, which we believe is not coincidental. It is natural that mortals would be drawn to the dormant power still residing in the oracle's body. We cannot allow this desecration. The undead again? Is the desecration of our sacred shrines not enough for them? They now come for the lifeless bodies of our most renowned. We cannot let this happen. Ulrich and the warlocks prowl the road along the forests, complicating our journey to the ceremony. In addition, the leaders of the noble and wild elves have requested we accompany them to the grove for added protection. This is the sorceress Elestriel, recognized by the wild elves as being of Torak's blood. As a result, she now leads them. This is the forest lord Mivrint Ear. The Council of Archons appointed him as the military leader of the noble elves, but his influence is far greater. We are free to refuse both leaders, of course, my queen, and send a representative to the site of the ceremony. However, that is not without risks, as you'll be declaring a lack of trust in your peers. How much time do we have? I need to gather my thoughts on this matter. I fear the leader's grown patient, Highness. I strongly recommend you dispatch a representative to them by the end of the day if you would like to take them up on their offers. I sense an ulterior motive, Surface. This is not a matter of protection, rather they seek to exploit the situation and discover which clan I, as the reigning queen, give my support to. As much as I loathe it seems we have little choice. You goal already. Choose to either aid the wild elves by helping Elestriel, or the noble elves by aiding Mivrintia, or go it alone by ignoring both leaders. So this, I've seen like some of like the scripted stuff, the dialogues, and of course while translating this, and this saga is very complex in its I kind of want to say branching storylines, but it's more of like decisions that you make at certain points are obviously going to have a very big impact, and this obviously is the big hitter right at the start there. Who do you actually side with? So we've got Mivrintia just beneath the capital here, Elestriel up in the top left there. So we've got wild elves or noble elves. I have no affiliation to either, to be honest, so I suspect we just go with whatever we feel like. Also, I need to point out that, yes, I did do a stream. Excuse me. It was last week. It was last Friday. I was still slightly delirious with the after effects of COVID, to be perfectly honest, but I went for it anyway. And due to various problems, I couldn't actually export the stream to YouTube. So I think I'm probably going to stick with YouTube just for the present, foreseeable future, as it were, until I can get something sorted out stream-wise. So yeah, I'll stick with YouTube. We'll get this playthrough done. We'll try and get some playtesting kind of like done along the way, so I can at least put out some sort of finished product. However, onto the task at hand, and let's have a look around and see what's new. So this is kind of very standard stuff with any kind of mod in Disciples. This new kind of setup, like UI quality of life improvements here. So you can just like throw our overall inventory stuff to the left or the right. You can filter it by scrolls and staves. You can do it by valuables. That's just a general quality of life improvement that most, or if not all of the mods are built upon. So they kind of use this as a basis, which is really nice. However, the meat of it is, of course, going to be in the form of what's new. So people who are familiar with this mod from obviously the Russian side of things, then you're not going to get much out of this playthrough. This is going to be pretty much a deep dive in terms of what's new in terms of the mod. So if anyone who is kind of wants to save themselves and have more of an exciting experience playing through it at the same time, obviously feel free to give these videos a miss, as I'm going to be using it as my first playthrough of the actual mod. So we've got the Forest Lord, as we know, the warrior leader. Let's have a quick look at each just to see exactly what's changed here. We've got this regen stat, which has been revealed to us right at the top, which is nice. We can get to see that. So it's a flat 10% regen, I think, on all units. So we've got pretty standard stuff going on here, but then things get a little bit fruity coming down to here. So we'll see damage is 50 and then 25. Reason being is that the Forest Lord now attacks an adjacent unit, but then also does splash damage to a nearby unit. So we'll see how that works, hopefully, at some point throughout the playthrough. But he's going to do 50 damage to its main unit and 25 splash damage. You'll also see that he has a passive ability in the form of a Born Leader. So I don't think we're going to actually see leadership level up perks in this mod. I think it's going to come passively to all units, and they're going to get 1 leadership per 3 hero levels. Quite a big overhaul in total with the hero level up perks, but we'll go into that hopefully when we do actually level up. I don't want to spoil the surprise. That's your Forest Lord, your warrior leader. Let's have a look at the ranged leader. I don't think we've got any changes to the ranged leader. It's all looking fairly standard. 40 damage, 50 initiative to all units. Sorry, to any unit. So that's what's going on with him. We've got the Dryad, our mage leader. Again, I think this is fairly standard. It just, to me, looks like it's been a pretty nice big buff for the warrior leaders, if nothing else. I think we've got some extra starting abilities here. So we've got scrolls. You can also use orbs, talismans, and of course is flying. That's your standard one. But orbs and talismans, I don't believe is your standard skills for mage leaders. Let's double check the Centaur Guardian. Yeah, it looks like he gets tomes. Travel items, I think they traditionally they would always start with those, but they can start with tomes. And the Forest Lord starts with banners, actually, as well. So it looks like all of the main leaders, they've had an extra couple of bonus perks, like passive skills. Nice big interesting change here with the Sage. Our Rod Plante starts with a leadership of 2. Same price and all that. Let's have a look to see what else is going on here. We've obviously got the Plant Rod ability. Dope. All of this remains the same. However, big old change here with his actual form of attack, in inverted commas. This guy actually now does healing. He does 2 lots of healing, but then also applies leather bark, by the looks of things, which improves the armor of the targeted units as well. So not only can he target 2 units, he also improves their armor. It looks like he's going to be healing for 20 with an initiative for 20. So makes him way more viable in terms of an actual proper hero in himself. And he also keeps this Born Leader passive ability, so he's going to be gaining those leadership points passively. Thieves, I think, are pretty much exactly the same. Nothing much to say there. Very exciting stuff, though, for the warrior leader and rod planter. Excuse me. RotE. We don't want to recruit one, though. Let's bring back our range leader. I might just stick with him for the playthrough. Don't know quite yet. I like to maybe test out some stuff first. We're not like tied down to him. So let's delve into the upgrade structures. I appreciate I did all this on stream, but I'm kind of trying to recreate essentially what I did on stream for you guys in the YouTubes. So first of all, we've got the warrior path. I think we've got maybe one extra option here at the first tier. I think everything else remains the same. So we've got Centaur Wanderers, Centaur at Arms. We've got an upgraded Centaur Wanderers to who knows what. We'll find out. But then we've also got the Hollow, which will allow our normal Centaur Spearmen to upgrade to Centaur Gunners. Don't worry, this looks like it. Obviously, it's just like reusing an existing unit. There are some absolutely completely brand new units in addition to this. What does the Centaur Gunner do though? So let's have a quick look at this new fella. Fairly standard stats for a tier 2 warrior type unit, even though it does look like he's pivoting to a ranged unit. With a weapon type of Hail of Arrows, damage 35, initiative 50. However, look at this. An area of any row. So he's going to attack 3 targets potentially in a row. So this is a brand new combat mechanic introduced by the mod, whereby you can actually target a row instead of a single unit or all units. So there's a lot of this going on. Very interesting kind of different battle mechanics and areas of effect, things like this. So keep an eye out for that. That's your warriors. Into the mages, we've got... I can't remember what the original Elven upgrade structures used to look like, to be perfectly honest, but this is certainly different. We've got some kind of, I suppose, female mage units going down on this side of the path. So having gained sufficient experience, adepts will become sorceresses. So this is going down a different route to the channeler. That gives us an enchantress. Looks a little bit like the elf queen. I think this is again reusing potential assets within the actual game. 15 defense, 65 health. Not very high on the old health at all. But what does she actually do? So it looks like she's attacking all enemy units with 15 damage and also 15 freezing damage. It's not frostbite, it's freezing. So I guess we'll have to see exactly what effect that does. Interesting. And again, we're going to have to wait until further missions to uncover the rest of the tech tree. I think there are very few actual changes to the structure of the ranged tech tree here. We've just got hunters and watchmen, and I think their stats remain the same. This guy goes down the elemental attack route. Hunter just goes down pure damage instead. Maybe there's going to be some surprises further down in the actual tree. And I think this is probably going to be where we see a lot of the changes with the elves. We've got quite a big, not so much overhaul, but a lot of additions with their support units. So we've got the standard... this is, I was just a bit confused. This is a weird thing that the mod sometimes does. You've got one upgrade structure which allows multiple units to be promoted. So just by building this Spriggan circle, not only does the mediums become oracles, but the griffins will become lords of heaven, which is these guys. I'll not go into too much detail until we get one. But then also, sitting alongside this is the Crown Vault. Now this is something a bit like, I think, the werewolves or titans. It's like a supplementary unit, which is going into this route of seedlings. So it will allow us to hire seedlings, and then it will let the seedlings become guardians of the groves. This is all going to become hopefully much more obvious and apparent by just basically playing the game. So let's set our squad up and we'll start looking at the actual units. So our Centaur Spearman, I think, is remained roughly the same. Standard health and damage is there. So we're going to need some heavy hitters on the front. I could potentially put the warrior leader, sorry, range leader on the front if we need it. I'm not too sure yet. Let's go for a healer. One of the benefits of playing as the elves, of course. And so this will all look fairly familiar. And then, of course, we've got at the bottom, we've got our actual seedlings, which are actually pretty good. I'll introduce you to them a little bit later, because I'll be going down that road. That is a actual brand new, as far as I'm aware, brand new assets, as it were. New portrait, new actual combat sprites, things like this. Very exciting stuff. Could go for a griffin. Nah, let's not. I'm probably just going to have to go for 2 centaur spearmen for now, just to give ourselves a little bit more oomph on the front line. These guys could all just stay there. Let's have a look at the Capital Guardian. I think it's all the same. It does look like they've had a pretty big boost in damage with crit of 100% with 50 crit damage. I'm still not overly familiar with crit. I'll be perfectly honest. It was used so sparingly in Rise of the Elves. I didn't really get to grips with it that much, but hopefully we'll get a little bit more familiar with it. But yeah, looking very, very similar there in terms of those kind of stats for our Capital Guardian. Anyway, welcome to the world of New Schism. So we've got your usual kind of neutral units. Let's have a look see here. These are new boy. We've got an Earth Elemental with a Wolf. Wolf and a couple of small Ents. Air and Earth Elemental. We've got all the Elementals together at last. But who are we actually going to side with? Or do we side with anyone? I'm probably going to go with Mivrintia. So let's see what's going on here. We are the Losland. I think that's supposed to say like representatives or something. We're the Loslands of Queen Illumiel, and have been ordered to accompany you to the burial place of the late seer Melun. Ha! The Queen chooses wisely. We, the children of Gallian, must unite to face our enemies. It is our fate to walk hand in hand towards this threat. Okay, so we've chosen Mivrintia, and we need to accompany him to the ceremony site, which has appeared here. To think my kinsman Torak gave his life in service of this queen, only to be insulted by such ignorance. While you may forget things at your convenience, mark my words, we will remember this day. Off she pops. I don't know where she's gone. I'm assuming she's going to pounce on us at some point. Let's see what we've got here. Wolf, brown bear, and a spiderling. New unit there. Great wild ent. I think that's a really high tier summon spell. Wild Griffin. I don't know whether Wild Griffin's going to be different to normal Griffins. Who knows? We shall have to investigate. But for now, I think it's just a case of traversing the land as usual. Okay, so he doesn't actually start with any units or anything. Oh, you get some starting stuff though. We've got a Banner of Battle. So yeah, this is an example of one of the item tweaks. So this increases accuracy by 5 and adds primary crit hit plus 5%. What does that actually translate to though? So that's an extra 2 damage. And his crit is 100%. Okay. And his accuracy has gone up by 5%. I'm not too sure I fully understand that, but it's fine. We'll get used to it. It's been ages since I've actually played Rise of the Elves at all, actually. Scroll of Flocks reduces damage caused by enchanted units in battle by 10%. Great stuff. So we can't actually go down there. That's an actual plateau going down. So one thing I need to mention when I was going through the translation is a lot of these doodads you'll see haven't actually been translated because there were just so many of them, and it doesn't really add anything to the experience by translating them. I might have translated the odd one or two when it's something particularly eye-catching. I've obviously translated that, but for the most part they've remained untranslated. Like all of these waterfalls, cliff edges. For some reason you can right click on all of them just to find out, is it actually a cliff or not? Don't know why, but that's the thing. Anyway, let us ride into battle, I think. Oh, we don't have enough movement points. Anyway, Let's bring you back into the capital, get you armed somewhat with some units. My queen, it is an honour to meet you. Welcome, Lord Mivrintir. The honour is mine. I believe you're already acquainted with Lord Surface. Indeed, I take it Lord Surface has already informed you of his expulsion from the council. You must understand that this decision was made due to his frequent absence from meetings, of course. First of all, he is your personal advisor. And, of course, the fact that Lord Surface defended not only the interests of noble houses has nothing to do with it. You are well informed, my lady. Now, we need to focus on the farewell ceremony for Familio. With your permission, we will return to this conversation later. Until next time. Interesting. Right, we need to outfit this dude with a couple of units because we are tasked with his defense. So he's got the same amount of HP as the ranger leader, which I think is a bit strange. We'll give him a mage and another centaur spearman. I think I'm trying to diversify as much as I can to try and show you all the new units. I'm going to have to swap something out to get that seedling into the main party, I think. I did some playing around with that seedling unit and it does look quite fun. Okay, I think we are not done. I need to build something. What are we going with? We've got quite a lot of warrior units. We have a guild already purchased for us, which is nice. So what do we actually go with? I mean, I've gone through all of this and then actually not given much thought in terms of what, how we actually promote our units. So we've got 3 to choose from. So let's go have a quick look at the stats. We've gone through the Centaur Gunner, attacks on a raw basis. We have the Centaur Wanderer. Now this puts him kind of similar to a warrior leader, as he does adjacent damage, but then also splash damage in the form of the 65 and then 33 splash damage, which is pretty nice. And then finally, Centaur at Arms, he gets a nice little tweak. I think he normally starts with 20 defense anyway. However, now he does more of like a piercing attack. So he will attack an adjacent unit, but then also the unit behind it, doing 15 damage splash damage to that unit as well, which is pretty nice. As you'd expect from a big long spear, which he wields. I want to test out this raw attack. And even though he is that's technically a ranged upgrade, these guys are still fairly tanky. So I think that should hopefully work out for us. I'm done. And death is already waiting for you, isn't it always? Okay. I guess we figure out what the deal is with this Earth Elemental. Let's ride into battle. So, Wolf had a go first, of course, because of his high initiative. Let's have a look at this Earth Elemental. So we've got magic breathed life into the soil and gave shape to these elementals. By turning the ground under the feet of their enemies into mud, this creature slows down the enemy. So he is going to do a punch and then also slow down the unit. So that reminds me of the Hermit. However, it is very specific in terms of who it's going to target, of course, because it's a single target melee type unit. Pretty good by the looks of things. How much damage does he actually do? 60 versus 55 from the Wolf. I'm tempted to go for the Earth Elemental just so we've got, but just so more units can basically attack him, I think. Now at this point I think I probably wanted to defend, and then I think I'll probably go in for an attack, otherwise this is going to be drawn out way too long. Of course he misses. So we've got some slowdown on this guy, so his initiative is plummeted down to 20, which is annoying. Which means that this guy's probably going to get the jump on him, so we'll need to keep this guy healed. Oh, it's going well. Don't you worry. We're back with Disciples, everyone. Just in case you think we were playing something else. We've missed already, out of 3 attacks. Yes, and that is me getting salty. Oy, 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 oy. 60 damage. This is not going to go well. Already. I'm just going to have to go for it, I think. I could get him to defend, but I think if I heal him, he'll be able to take another attack from the Earth Elemental. Because we really need to start burning him down now. keep defending. Oh, he went for Centaur Spearman, trying to like do a bit of extra damage and kill him, presumably, but didn't quite work out. We've missed again. Wonderful. Let's keep this defending one healed. Can we get the jump on the Earth Elemental now, though? I don't really want to do it with the Centaur Spearman because the Wolf will finish him off, so you're going to have to keep defending. Can you do it? Wonderful. Whoa, that took some work. Now we've just got this wolf. I think we're not out healing him, but I don't think we're desperately going to lose him in time. I think we've got enough wiggle room here. It should be all right. We're gonna have to keep him defending for a little bit longer though. Looks like a bonus heal, thankfully, which is good. Desperate for that. Bit of a rough start. 34 experience though, so presumably those Earth Elementals are quite the challenge to give us that much experience. We've got an elixir of protection against Earth magic. That's your standard type stuff there. And healing powder. I think that's a new one. It's like a even less effective version of the elixir of healing, which it's fine. Only 25, but it's better than nothing. Sometimes you just need a very little top up. I'll leave them for just some normal regen. I might as well use Mivrintia to do some recon for us. So we've got Gentil's Rock. We've got an unguarded treasure. Okay, it's all looking fairly standard at the moment. Let's get something else built. So what else do we want, which is probably going to be important to us? I'm guessing healers. We've got enough money for us, so let's go for the Spriggan Circle. Weird how it can only actually show you the upgrade path of one unit, even though it actually affects two in this case. So I think it's potentially quite easy to miss that it's also going to upgrade our healing units as well. Oh, I think we're done for now. It feels weird not having the confirmation at the end of the turn. I'm going to turn it back on. I know it's stupid, but it's just what I'm used to. Where is it? End of turn confirmation. Everything else can stay the same. That's all good. I know I don't play the game particularly quickly. Certainly not as fast as some of the streamers, some of the pro Russian streamers that I've seen, which I do keep an eye on. I make no apologies for it. So we've got the Sphere of Help. Heals the entire squad for 50 HP. That seems fairly standard. It looks like a recoloring for maybe a less potent version of the orb. Now, what do we have here? We've got some savages. I do have enough movement points to attack, but I think I probably want one more turn of just like normal, natural regen. Can I actually just go down here? I can. We've gathered reports from our scouts in the surrounding lands. Not only are the undead newly active in the area, but we've also sightings of a nomadic clan of barbarians invading elven territory. We must drive both of them out if we can. Damn. Oh, more spiderlings. Lovely. Alright, what we're going to do with you. Air Elemental and Earth Elemental. I think I might just get you to get this unguarded treasure, actually. I might just use Mivrintia to do a little bit of the dog's body work. So what we've got now is a couple of guys who probably just need a little bit of healing. I think I'd probably use these ones now instead. These ones all do the same thing, just revive and 100 HP. I need to double check these potions in case I mistakenly think they're doing the same thing, but they're actually not. So double savage. Archer isn't that much of a problem. We've got a fairly heavy hitting ranged unit. I might kill these just to open up this area. It looks like this is fairly pivotal to it. Let's go for it. Okay, so he's going for the guy at the back. Let's have a look at these savages. Savages unite with the nomadic tribes of barbarians. In battle, they wield homemade spears and use shields to parry enemy attacks. So, looks like it's... they look like they're affiliated with the barbarians. And the thing is with the barbarians, they didn't really have any kind of cannon fodder type units. And it looks like it's going to be these guys. 200 HP with 15 defense. So nice and tanky. Doing 45 damage to adjacent units. And that's about the gist of it, really. He doesn't quite have enough damage to take down the archer. It looks like does the archer got a slightly more HP, or is that just me? Should they not have 45? Can't remember now. I'm tempted to try and kill some of these savages as soon as possible, though. I should have potentially moved one of these guys into the middle, but then again, they're just going to get absolutely smashed if I do that. Okay, they're going in for the attack. Of course, they're quite high initiative, 50. Wow, these centaur spearmen are slower than I remember. So he needs to defend, and I think we need to try and kill this guy quickly. Which means we'll keep him healed up. Okay, that's fine. Main leader can take a few more hits without needing any kind of healing. This is probably going to get a little bit down to the wire. As long as we don't constantly miss, we should be alright there though. Damage of 30, that's not going to cut it with a defense of 15. Nah, that's a shame. Keep defending. Okay, let's keep defending him. That should be the last heal that he needs. I'm going to do it. Just to prevent that attack. Oh boy. So you're going to have to defend. Now he can attack freely, which is pretty good. Now, I think this guy needs healing. Oh, there he goes. Shit. I thought you could have taken one more shot and that was it. Okay, so you have to keep defending. I think he's going to go for the healer now, isn't he? Which is going to be horrid. And this is where it's all going to come undone, unfortunately. You can get another healer out. Sorry, heal out of her though. So let's do that. We're looking at a party wipe already. This is why I put it on average difficulty. Because I can't be dealing with these surprises. Okay, probably could have done with... Oh, the archer leveled up, brilliant. Probably could have done with a little bit of a weakening spell or something like that. Thankfully, we've still got Mithrid Tia to do some revenge for us. We've got Sphere of Slowing. Reduces the enemy movement's initiative by 50% using water magic until the end of the battle. At least it shows us the source of the effect, which is nice. Oh, what a good start. So, yeah, it looks like we're relying on Mithrid Tia a lot. We're probably going to have to raise a new army just to give ourselves a main leader, of course. But, yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, I'm not going to build any upgrade structures because I think we've probably got bigger fish to fry. When we finish mourning at Milo, I was going to put Miller for some reason, I will convene a council of Archons. I hope that the Queen will take part directly in the meeting. We need to decide on the role of the noble families in restoring the influence of the Elven Union. Brilliant. I'm so glad. Is that the treasure that the last party dropped? No, they died there. Okay. Well, we might as well use these guys to finish them off. To the south of the settlement of Grimuel, Currently under our protection, if I may be so bold as to suggest a small detour. I see. Well, that's kind of to the south. I've never really understood the directions with the Disciples maps, to be honest. But at south, it would seem. Okay. Let's get ourselves a new healer. New leader, even. Well, the leader could be a healer, but I'm kind of a little skeptical about using a rod planter because we've already done the rod planter challenge. Could be tempted though. It does look really tempting with 2x2 healing and increasing armor. I might stick with a ranged leader. Come on then. I actually don't think I have enough money to properly outfit him, so we'll rely on Mithrantir for now. Let's take down these fools. Now, I don't mind using the kind of like a supplementary party for this, just because it feels quite important to keep this guy leveled up anyway if we're going to have to protect him. Now, even though he has this adjacent unit +1 nearby area added to his attack, it's still not going to result in any splash damage to the archer, because the unit that takes the splash damage does have to be still close to Mithrantir in this case. Though this one has a crit of 0. Oh, it's because of that banner, isn't it? Yeah. So enjoy that 0 crit damage. Do we just go for this? I'll get him to defend because it's not enough damage to actually kill the savage. So it seems a bit hasty to try and kill it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it did 1 damage. Well, there you go. And you give yourself a heal, I think. 20 XP. So the savages aren't actually worth that much XP wise. So they are coming across as maybe like a tier 1, tier 2 unit for the probably a tier 2 unit actually for the barbarians themselves. There's all the lovely stuff that we lost. Elixir of energy, that looks like it's going to be the same. Yeah, just increased damage. And a value bubble. A wolf and a spiderling. Okay, let's keep going. What we got down here? The old trapper and savage. Now, these savages I think are going to make quite a regular appearance, which is going to become annoying. I think they seem like a pretty good upgrade on the spearmen to me, just due to their armor. They sacrifice a bit of damage, but I don't think it actually. I think they are actually the better unit. Alrighty. Now we can probably give you some actual units this time. Should we give them a griffin? So the griffin has this splash damage as well, and it's probably tanky enough to put in the main row. I don't have enough money though. Maybe next turn. So Centaur Spearman's looking a little bit ill. What we got going on down here? Evil Int and some more spiderlings. Ha! Stupid elves fall for trap. Now you send messengers to leaders. Tell them forest now part of Nashik. If not, then you die. The barbaric scum is trying to deceive us. He deserves nothing more than an arrow between the eyes. What we got here? Archer, barbarian chieftain, and militiaman. Nothing particularly threatening there other than the barbarian, which, to be fair, could probably wipe out our entire party on his own. Spearman and trapper. Not liking the look of most of this, to be honest. We've got beast rookery. That is looking like a that's looking like a rock, I think. And then we've got the city of Griunzel with the Watchman's Scar. I think this is the place that Miver and Tia said we should go and visit, so we might go and do just that, but not with this barbarian chieftain in the way. I'd have to think of another way around it. Anyway, can we just actually go around it? Okay. I think I've got the option on to not allow dangerous routes or something. Is it in here? Allow dangerous routes. Yeah, so you can't accidentally go charging into battle. We'll always avoid that, which is pretty nice. Okay, now we can do this properly. Let's give him a griffin. See what's going on with these boys. We've already built the upgrade structure for those as well, which is nice. 140 gold left over. Let's whack in a healing unit. Might do something like this, potentially. Because I kind of want to see if the mod has essentially fixed 2 space units and actually makes them viable. I think it may do. That splash damage on that Griffin is pretty hefty. 65 damage with 45 to an adjacent unit. I'm going to have a quick look at its upgrade, actually. This Lord of Heaven. 300 HP, no defense, warded against weakening. Oh wow, so it looks like we get splash damage to all units, adjacent units plus all nearby. I'm assuming that's going to be like all units either side of the target, so it's 90 damage to the main target, then 45 either side. Wow, that's pretty nice actually. We will see if that's the way this it works out though. That's looking fairly doable. Wolf and small ents, unless the small ents have changed, in which case we're going to lose another party, but there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Small ent, let's have a look. 80 HP. Bit of extra regen there for some reason. Just 30 damage, 50 initiative, earth damage, interestingly. So we should be able to see some splash damage here. So if we focus on the small ent, yep, 66 damage to him, splash damage to the wolf, pretty nice. I'm going to have to get you to defend, I'm afraid. Let's get him healed. So what we should see now is when keep defending. When we attack the wolf, the splash damage should go on this end because that is the one that's still close to the griffin. Nice. So I don't think any splash damage can reach this one unless we get this guy upgraded. Let's have a look. Initiative of 50, 50. I don't like playing those chances. I'm just going to keep him defending for now. I know it's boring, but just to save our skin. 69 damage. Lovely. Leaving him with 1 HP. God love it. I'm going to keep you defending just because I'd rather try and heal him up a little bit. Might see if I can try and get a bonus heal out of this as well. Or an extra bonus heal. Oh, we might. Let's go for it. And there we are. Lovely. 41 XP. I'll take that. How are we doing XP wise? Is there any massive changes here? No, this looks like it's remained the same. That Griffin needs a lot of experience, but it's not that bad a unit to begin with. Thanks to that hefty damage and also splash damage effect. Hey up. Do you feel these sensations? It's as if the very roots themselves course throughout the earth. Be on your guard. Ooh. How abhorrent. The undead desecrate one of Galleon's sacred creatures. We must free the soul of this poor creature from its rotting shell. What we got here? Evil Ent and Wyvern. Whoa, what have they done to Wyverns? Is my next question. Can we move around here? Okay, so we can't. Can't get anywhere. This is like a dead end now. Well, it's not a dead end. It's like completely kind of like sectioned off by these two Guardian type units. So where do we go next? I'm going to eye up that wolf and spiderling, I think. That looks like a fairly decent combo. So what I'm thinking at the moment is, with this like splash damage and adjacency being more important, I think we're going to have to think about our army formation before we actually take on any particular battle. As these starting battles are pretty nasty, I've got to say. It's good that the challenge is there. It's really good. It's not just like 6 goblins or three peasants and someone's dog. So it's nice from that respect. I'm enjoying the challenge, and I'm a little bit kind of out of my depth. It feels a little bit. I've become complacent in terms of just how I suppose easy the starting battles were. I'm going to need a thief at some point. I think that's probably what I'm missing out on here. We are a guild master, so we really need to kind of start capitalising on that. Let's investigate this ruins first of all. So we've got a couple of tritons, slight renaming there from merman, and a nimble merfolk crossbowman. That looks like an entirely new unit. It looks like the merfolk are being fleshed out a bit. They've got themselves a ranged unit, which is lovely. I was hoping we'd see some love for the merfolk, because out of all the neutral races, neutral units type of thing, merfolk I think are still probably my favourite, followed up closely by the marsh dwellers. But there are so few unique, like distinct units which go to them. It's all like the greenskins and what have you. So nice to see them getting a bit of love. Should we go for this? Air elemental. What other options do we have? I might go for the wolf here, and I think Mivrintir is probably going to take more of a support role instead. Let's go for it. Okay, goes for the ranger. Oh, we've got poison, and that spiderling's jiving away there. Let's have a look at it. 110 HP. It looks like it's going to be like a what could you say, like a tier 1 spider type unit. So we've got 35 just normal weapon damage with 5 poison. So it's just like a super mini version of like a giant black spider, I think, isn't it? So it's just weak poison, 35 damage. Nice to see them fleshing out those kind of things. And it's also nice to see them putting in weak units as well as stupidly big complex ones. I like it fleshing out like the lower ranks. I think I'm going to have to get him to defend. It's either that or go after the spider. Can we actually take down the spider with the combination of the two? 105 damage. That's going to be very close. I'm going to give it a try. Okay, I need you to do a lot of more damage than you used to. 69. Whatever. It just seems to love doing 69 damage. It's just a very filthy griffin, I'm afraid. There we go. Splash damage coming in super useful there. Normally, like with a really big, heavy hitter like a griffin, it pains you to actually attack and over damage so much, especially with a 1 HP type unit there. So I think that splash damage is like so incredibly useful for that kind of situation. Can you take it down? There we go. You could do it. I knew you could. There we go. I'll give you a heal as thanks. 36 XP. Quite big chunks of XP coming at us, as opposed to the 5 to 10 XP you'd normally get from your old shitty armies, aka the gobbles, which is I don't know where I sit on that one. I'm enjoying the intense concentration I'm going to have to try and pick and choose which battle I need to actually go with next, but there doesn't seem to be any single easy option with this. terms of who are we attacking next. Okay. So we've cleared this kind of area out. I don't know. I'm not too sure what the major end has in store for us. I think I might get Mithrantir to take him down, actually. It's just the one unit. It feels a bit weird going after an elven type creature with elf units, but I'm not completely against it. Let's see if we can get some funny stuff going on here. So we can poison them. I'm just checking if in case there's anything new. Steal an item, assassinate a unit, or counterfeit orders. I'm liking the thought of counterfeit orders. If we can bring that air elemental to the front, and the reason being is spoilers. I know what's happened to air elementals, and they are nasty bastards now. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to poison them as well. Because the air elementals are not to be trifled with in this mod. And then I think I'm going to go in for those ones. I don't know what's going on with the Merfolk crossbowman. I'm hoping it's a weak-ish type of crossbowman for the Merfolk, but I'm not going to find out until we go for it. I need this Grove mana. I think I should probably prioritise that next. Let's do it now before I forget. I'm just going to go with default names, just because I'm not overly confident in their longevity. Okay, we need some more gold. That's fine. Let's pop them in there, ready to roll. All right, this major end. Let's see what's going on with it. I'm expecting some sort of change. It is a tier 3 or 4 summoning unit. 175 HP. He's going to do branch damage, 60 and 30 from Earth Source. Oh, it looks like he's just got splash damage to one adjacent unit, which is great because we've positioned our units fantastically for that. So that, yeah, that splash damage isn't going to take effect, which is wonderful. And it missed anyway, which is even better. Okay, 62 HP. Damage, that's fine. Okay, that was a lot less scary than I remember. Off you go. Whether we should have killed that or not, I don't know. But it's kind of free-ish XP. Okay, so they had already healed from the poison, so we're going to have to top that back up. Excuse me. 2 successful poisons. This is great. Let's go for it. Now, yeah, look at that bad boy. Now, you'll think that that's attacked the entire party. You're technically right. However, this guy's new battle mechanic type of thing is it's a bit like chain lightning. So it will hit one primary unit for 40 damage, and then it will bounce to 2 other units with halved damage, which is nasty, especially if those because it can target. It looks like you can target any unit on the battlefield, so you can go for a backline unit and wreak havoc on your backline. So you'll see the 10 damage went to the Griffin, because of course it did. So that's quite annoying. So we're going to have to make short work of him, I think. So probably should have moved these guys around for the Griffin to take him down. But not the end of the world. We're not going to lose anything, which is the main point. Absolutely wrecking our party. The first time I went up against this air elemental, it was on stream, and I wasn't expecting such a big change to the way the air elementals worked in terms of their attack, but it's pretty cool in terms of the things that the tweaks that they managed to do, and the completely brand new battle mechanics, which is great. We've got ourselves an Oracle. No massive changes From the mod, it's just going to be an outright upgrade to the amount of HP that she can heals. I think that's it. Oh, I'm exhausted. Okay, let's end that turn there. Oh, we've got a bit of undead movement. Okay, let's plant a rod. Yeah, I remember having trouble with this before. There's like paths going down. Oh, there we go. Grab on there. Lovely. Grab that grove barn and we'll start having a look at the spells. Then I think we can probably wrap things up for this introductory type episode. I appreciate I've had to cover a lot of ground in terms of changes and essentially what I've been up to and what the plan is with all of this. But now that that's all out the way, I'm going to have to send this guy back for a proper heal. Now that this is all out the way, we can probably properly hit the ground running, I think, in the next episode onwards. Okay, we don't really have a lot of mana. So I'm going to... I think everyone's moved anyway, so there's not much else I can do with the rest of this turn. So this should be a case of building the Tower of Mages, and then we'll have a look at what spells we have at our disposal. So we've got two tiers. So we've got your standard direct damage spell, Lesser Rent, reducing the enchanted unit's movement points. So it's a little bit like that Legion spell. I don't really see that having much of an effect. I mean, the 15% is only going to be like 4-5 movement points. We can increase movement points, and that's much more exciting. Reduces the damage caused by enchanted units by 10%. Great stuff. The old road knowledge. The heroes received a bonus from travelling on roads. I don't know how that's going to work, considering roads, I think, only take 1 movement point to traverse anyway. Are they going to make it free? If it does, then that would be pretty good. Very specific, but nice to have. Excuse me. We've got your bog standard Ent. 30 points of damage with fire source. Water damage. Increase the initiative. Create a large area of forest. And the healing power of all squad healers increases by 15%. That's very specific. But if you put it on an AoE healer, it might make the difference. 15% is not going to be much of a game changer. I think I'm probably going to go with research cost is quite high. I might go with a lower effect one. Just a bit of earth damage, I think. That'll do for me, just to get us underway. So we have at least one spell at our disposal. Okay, we're all fully healed, so let us... Actually, first of all, let's see what's in here. Air Elemental and Brown Bear. We can't do counterfeit orders to bring the Air Elemental forward either, so that's going to be fun. Got to take down a brown bear before we can actually get to the air elemental by the time everyone's dead. Merfolk on the front and a Merfolk crossbowman. How the hell is that going to go? I have no idea what to expect from Merfolk crossbowman. I might just give it a go. Let's do it. I'll probably get the leader to defend, and then the Griffin can hopefully make quick work of the merman. Right, what we got going on here? Oh, great poison. So we've got there he is, driving away. By attacking ships, the inhabitants of the depths manage to obtain small arms. Merfolk crossbowmen learn to use it and become proficient at it. This art is very authentic to the Disciples' style, I've got to say. So he's doing 35 damage plus 10 from poison. I I've seen this crop up before, and I think this just means poison. I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. Oops, I need to have a look at the other stuff. 125 HP, no defense, but at the same time we can't exactly just attack him. What's happened with this the merman? They look exactly the same. 40 damage, adjacent units. So it's a bit like somewhere in between a tier 1 and a tier 2 unit, should I say. Now then, what do we actually do though? How many attacks is this guy going to take? We're going to have to attack him 3 times. I think it's probably worth it though. Let's go for it. If you can hear some new music, by the way, yes, there is some new music tracks in the game that were made specifically for the mod, which is rather exciting, I think. Now, can you do a bit more damage than just the 40? Request fulfilled, I suppose. Oh, this is going to get a little bit desperate. Oh, that one's down though, at least. Really need you to do a lot more damage than you have been doing, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, there he is. He comes through when it's needed, doesn't he? He'll reward you with a heal, good sir. You might be able to just about scrape through without any casualties. Yeah, keep defending, I think. Like to get a heal on the Oracle as well. Oh, I wasn't too sure how that was going to go at one point, but we just about did it. And not that far off a level up for the main leader. 250 gold, a weak poison. So the warrior's second attack with the weapon source is replaced by a weak poison that deals 10 health. So it essentially gives poison to the leader's weapon. I need to reword this, I think, just so that flows a bit better. We found this vial of poison in the depths of the grotto. It seems the merfolk apply it to their arrow tips. A cunning strategy indeed. Maybe we could make use of it. Okay, so it looks like you apply that potion just for 1 turn's worth of poison added to the main attack. Presumably? So that's how it reads to me. We'll test it out and then I'll change the description, I think.
Let's get this over with.
Let us indeed get it over with. I don't think there's actually anything else for you to capture. So, as little as we've done, I think this is probably going to have to be where I wrap things up. This isn't the biggest of maps. It is quite a small. It's obviously the smallest one of the custom campaign. So we've made some inroads. Still plenty of stuff for us to uncover. But yeah, it's been a good introduction, I think. I hope you have enjoyed. I could do with some comments in terms of how to distribute this. It's not your normal kind of mod where you can just throw a couple of files out there. I think you basically have to download the entire modded game. So distribution might be a bit of a pain, but if anyone is interested in doing a little more playtesting alongside me, that would be great. Let me know, and I'm sure we can set something up, either chat over Discord or whatever other medium. But anyway, I'll wrap things up here, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now, Questers.